This fall will mark 10 years, so I'm going to tell you what has changed since then. So 10 years ago, I was freshly graduated from high school. I had never played a stage in my life. I had never played in front of anybody. I had no music out. I didn't know what I was going to do other than I thought I wanted to do music. So here we are 10 years later. I live in Nashville, Tennessee. My first trip was 10 years ago, and it's crazy to think how much has changed. So I can say the city itself has changed a lot since then. I've been to New York City, I've been to LA, I've been to Florida, I've been many times to Nashville, and now I live here just because it makes more sense for me at the moment than anywhere else. But yeah, 10 years, crazy. I don't know what I'd go back and tell my younger self. I probably wouldn't tell her anything because I'd wait and have it all be a surprise. But definitely, I can say, just speaking on the city half of 10 years of Nashville, it's crazy how much this city has grown. When I came to town, I could see from the Lowe's Hotel all the way to the AT&T building. Now you can't even see that. Like, there's high rises everywhere. There's massive buildings everywhere. It looks like a city, which is crazy. No traffic to speak of. There was hardly any traffic in this town. I remember 10 years ago, you'd never get in a traffic jam, maybe once or twice around the colleges, but other than that, hardly at all. Now there's traffic it's like a booming city. It's crazy to think that, but Nashville has definitely grown substantially. And it's a different city than I remember when I first came here. I think that's good. And it's also bad too, because it's like I loved the small town hominess it was back then. It still has that, but it's definitely like a booming city now. Like, there's just high rises everywhere. Like, you can't even see the AT&T building hardly anymore, which is crazy. It's literally crazy how the skyline has changed, and the skyline you see on everything doesn't even look like that anymore. But I hope that Nashville doesn't lose its character, and it still always is the city that it once was. I know it has lost a lot since then because it's just so many people have moved here and it's becoming so city. But there's perks to everything, I always say. So I have visited here. My first trip here was when I was 16 or 17, and I commuted a couple times after that. And then I worked a lot out of New York City. And then I kind of thought New York City was going to be my hub for the long time. And that was where I originally was going to move to until COVID hit. And then it's like, it didn't make sense to me much anymore. Then I was going to go to LA. LA is super expensive. And here I am. I ended up in Nashville for the moment. But it's a great city. It's taught me a lot. It continues to teach me stuff every day. So for anybody looking to make the move to Nashville, hold on. It never fails. It never, ever, ever fails. Somebody always calls me. What was I saying though? Nashville has grown substantially, but don't let that scare you. There's still a lot of character here. There's still a lot of great things here. But yeah, it's been 10 years. How did that happen? Like, I have 10 years of music out now. Like, how on earth did that happen?